Most of the things which could help people learn were adult podcasts. What about children? We also want to learn. So I decided to create my own podcast called Little Mind Chats. And I've been doing it since I was around 8 years old. Hi everyone, I'm Siyona Vikram and I'm 13 years old. I'm the host of Little Mind Chats. Minds are little, not our thoughts. And I'm also the founder of Little Ys, where Y stands for Warriors Inspiring Sustainable Earth. Now, what's my story? When I was 8 years old, coronavirus hit. And obviously we were all left with so much time. Schools were still in a bit of a confusion on what to do, and I had my time to kill. So I got into the world of podcasts. Podcasts interested me. There were so many different things you could do with podcasts. You could tell stories, you could tell the news, and most of the things which could help people learn were adult podcasts. But what about children? We also want to learn. So I decided to create my own podcast called Little Mind Chats. And I've been doing it since I was around 8 years old. After a lot of pestering my mom, of course, I finally got into the world of podcasting. And within the first 5 to 6 months, I got my first award, the Golden Crane Award. This podcast led me to talk to so many different types of people. I spoke to so many different field experts. Even grown-ups, at least 5 times my age, can't reach. People like Gerardo Ceballos, Dr. Guru Prasad, who used to work in Israel, and plenty of other interesting celebrities, which I kind of forgot the name of. Well, anyways, I did my podcast in seasons, and I also did news episodes. One of these seasons was especially interesting to me. This one being about environment. In this season, I spoke to all the different scientists. In fact, this was the season with some of the most prestigious scientists and people ever to be on my podcast. They spoke to me about topics like eutrophication, the machinery of nature, and the rubber ducky experiment. What's the rubber ducky experiment? It was this thing where an entire container of rubber ducks got lost in sea. And a few years later, they realized that these rubber duckies were turning up all over the world. Fascinating, right? And this led to the discovery of underwater currents. Wow. So not only did these scientists share to me so many of these fun snippets, they also kind of struck a chord to me. So I decided that I would dip my fingers into these topics a bit more. Since I said I was also a newscaster, one of these episodes really was the cherry on the cake. The one where I read about 2-day-old turtles which were found dead on California's beaches due to ingestion of plastics. Now, what? We as humans, we're supposed to be helping these creatures, not killing them, especially such young ones. So it created an impact on me. And I still remember the day when I sat in my studio at home and cried. I cried about it, and I still am angry to this day that turtles are being, not just turtles, everything on this planet, even humans, are being mistreated. One of these news episodes was really very impactful to me. It was the one where I had to read news about how turtles as old as 2 days old were found dead on California's beaches because they ingested plastic. The plastic we disposed. And I came to realize that plastic is such a huge issue that it doesn't leave anything be. Not even humans, not even turtles, not even oceans. It impacts both biotic and abiotic factors. Have you ever heard of something that bad? No. So obviously it needed defeating. And who do you turn to help defeat these things? Powerful minds. And powerful minds can also be young. So I started Little Wise, which obviously is not just an environmental effort, but also a platform to show that young minds can also be powerful. Children have been ignored for far too long, and I think it's time that stops happening. Little Wise started out in around 2021, where we started making our first concept. We were a bit lost at first. We wanted to do all of the environmental topics. We wanted to save the entire Earth. But from what? We had to choose something. And I said, Mom, we need to do it about plastics. Plastics is one of the worst problems. It could even be one of the root problems of everything else. And so, Little Wise came to be. Where WISE, as I said, stands for Warriors Inspiring Sustainable Earth. Smart, right? So, through this effort, we have currently connected to over 10 schools, have around 2,000 students involved in this, and have collected and recycled 3 metric tons of plastic. That's a lot, right? I'm so thankful that this happened. So we have a gamified approach to our initiative. For every 1 kilogram of plastic, an eco-warrior brings in 100 points. What do these points do, you might ask? We have tied up with sustainable businesses, many sustainable businesses with so many interesting ideas and so many new approaches to sustainable living. And the best part is, these eco-warriors really bring in a lot of plastic. And once they reach 600 points, they get their first coupon. And we have 8 levels like that. So imagine how many coupons you can get. Many of our eco-warriors have already converted to almost everything sustainable. Their families have even said that they are trying their best and have cut out almost all the plastic in their life. And anything which they do use that is plastic comes into our drives. Isn't that amazing? I think a lot more people should be taking this up. We have been able to help families change their ideals in order to be in favor of Mother Earth. Children are leading this movement because we have always wanted to help Mother Earth, but we just lacked a platform. And that platform is Little Wise. Soon, we will be expanding into many other types of dry waste: textiles, e-waste, paper waste, and circular economy? We're sure to get there one day. We are solving a major problem that many experts are still struggling to solve, and that is collecting plastic from the source. Today, Little Wise is in Bangalore. Tomorrow, it can be all throughout India, all throughout the world even. If you are a child or a parent who is watching this and wants to help Mother Nature in some way, then you can join our initiative. Imagine all the tons of plastic that we would stop from going into rivers, into forests, into landfills, all through this initiative. This is our vision. Thank you so much for watching.